Welcome to Screen Junkies Universe. We were just talking about the idea of stream of consciousness as a valid structure, and I am here to illustrate every day that it is. I'm Roth, Cornet. That's Dan Murrell.
Hello. He's way too excited about what we're talking about today.
Spencer Gilbert.
Here for this.
Starr.
Good morning.
Good morning. Oh
Let's
my
chase.
God.
Time to talk about dinosaurs.
Yeah.
We are going to talk about so many wonderful things today, including the perils of going live every day of your entire life. We're going to talk about Triple X, Vin Diesel, how I worry about him and have hopes for him, Steven Spielberg and comic book movies. But first, we got to talk about that Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom trailer. We just had the pleasure of watching Spencer Gilbert view this trailer for the very first time, and I gotta say, it was 100% pure grade A magic. Spencer, in thumbnail form, how do you feel about this trailer?
Give us your trailer reaction.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Look, I saw it right before we went live, just holding a laptop, so I haven't really analyzed this frame by frame yet. I know Dan feels differently for me about this franchise in general. I'm of the mindset that Jurassic Park has been bad, straight up bad for, what, 1, 2, 3 movies now? Like all the sequels. Everything but Jurassic Park has been a B movie. This looks like a great B movie. This has all of the. I'm already dumping the Meg for this movie because this movie has a Meg in it.
Whoa.
It's got a Meg.
True. It has water
It's got a Meg and dinosaurs.
It has land Megs.
It's got land Megs,
no.
sea Megs, Megs if by sea, Megs if by land. There are so many Megs in this
It
movie.
might have MiG-28 shooting at the Megs.
Yeah, and they're using the dinosaurs for army now.
Oh, boy.
Dinosaurs did join army. I didn't like this trailer, but I've had about 5 more minutes to think about it than you.
Yeah.
And in those 5 minutes, I'm coming around.
It's such a B movie looking trailer, but like the best version of. Look at that, Meg. And I'm sorry,
got
Dan.
Megs!
Aside from Jurassic Park, that's what this franchise, and it is a franchise. That's what it is.
I don't have to like it.
You don't have to.
I don't have to like
That's
it.
not true. That's
So-
You're right. They all suck. They do. Like, The Last World is half of a good movie. Jurassic Park 3 is as average as any movie could possibly get. I really don't like the first one. And this trailer looks like somebody ate the other 4 Jurassic Park movies, threw them up onto a piece of film, and started projecting it. It looks like it's The Lost World. It's The Lost World.
I disagree.
Again.
Yeah.
And that movie sucked.
It does look like someone ate the other films, but they realized that these courses belong together. And maybe at first they were just like maybe just random snacks that were kind of unsatisfying, but when combined, they really just provide a complete balanced dinner. So I am excited.
Well, I just want to say something.
That is a scene from The Lost World already.
Well, the
But
dinosaur
now he
was
has a-
outside the window in the last one.
Yeah, and now he has a person hand, Dan. Look at that
now
little
he's got a
person
big
hand on
old
that
claw.
dinosaur.
I just want to assure the Meg that I'm loyal to you. And I'm never going to leave you, ever. We are in this together forever, shark. But as far as
That's a
this
scene
one,
from Jurassic Park.
Does he have a gun? What was that?
That's
The raptor had a gun! New raptor had a gun, which excites me. Oh, Meg with the good hair
I have
coming
a
in
question
and
for
just
Dan.
lemonading the shit out of our dinosaur love.
Don't bring Beyonce into this ever. Dan, I have a question for you, though. So it feels to us, right, like Jeff Goldblum is simply there to repeat lines from previous
Yes.
films to remember this. But
Worst part of that
If-
trailer.
if he was repeating lines from other films that he has done throughout the movie, would you be more or less on board with that?
If it meant more Goldblum, then I guess on board. Although I don't know.
No,
Nothing at
because
this
they
point.
did that in Expendables, and it was weird. Where they're like,
I'll be back.
"I'll be back." That's what
I-
you say. And it's
yeah.
like it's too cheeky.
I have no. Whatever. I hope I'm wrong, but like any shred of hope that I had in my heart for this movie is gone.
But he's on a roof.
I
moon.
hope that I'm
might be Hogwarts,
completely
for all we know.
put off by the marketing for this movie, and that it turns out good and that I enjoy it, because at this point I'm just.
You got Chris Pratt doing his. at his most, he's at his most Chris Pratt in this, getting crushed by little dinosaurs and being a smart aleck, and that's what he does. They're not expecting any more or any less from him. You got the emotional stakes with poor Blue getting shot. I don't like that we got that reveal, because in the first trailer it looked like Blue was like turning on him because they took the dart out in the first trailer. So I don't like that they spoiled that, because now I understand that the relationship between him and Chris Pratt is fine. I think that Senate hearing that Jeff Goldblum's in is going to end with new person hand dinosaur busting into the Senate and just like destroying one of our
it'll be
branches of
like a
government.
Batman v Superman courtroom scene.
Yeah,
where,
but
like,
dinosaurs instead of a bomb.
Dinosaurs
Yeah.
instead of
They all
wheelchair
burst out of a
bomb.
wheelchair man. Yeah, it's gonna be good.
There's a raptor underneath
Yeah,
the chair.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So
I like that.
I gotta say, I'm starting to be swayed a little bit, Dan, by this side of the table, because if we just let go of any hope that this is in any way a solid, well thought out film and give over to the fact that Blue, he's asking Blue, hey, are you thinking what I'm thinking, buddy? And at first I was like, no, because that's an animal. But now that you mention it, Joe, maybe yes, because Chris Pratt may be thinking exactly like Blue.
Now, the one thing they need to prove and justify to me is the continued need for scarier things than dinosaurs. Because dinosaurs in themselves are scary and cool. That's why Dino Riders worked as a toy in the 90s. It was just dinosaurs with missiles strapped to them.
Were those trading cards like the dinosaur?
Yeah,
attack
dinosaurs
ones?
attack.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those
Yeah.
are gory.
So you got to prove to me that new dinosaur can actually be scarier than just dinosaurs.
Here's the problem. When they showed this is the most dangerous animal in the world, and it just looked like Blue with some spikes on his head. And for some reason, it just looked like such a puppet head in that moment that I don't know why, but this just happened in my mind. Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling.
Hello. Well, it's not about
Alan.
you can only get
Is that
so far
the
by
thing?
making new dinosaurs, I think, before they get less scary. It's about the situations you put them in. Because, like, we'd already had raptors in the first one,
not
but then
gonna
you
be
have, like,
scary.
raptors in the cornfield in the second one or whatever it was. Or you have, it's hard. It's hard to make them scary. There hasn't been, even Steven Spielberg couldn't make a good Jurassic Park sequel. So let's just have fun.
Dan?
It's just, I just don't. Whatever.
The little world in your
No, it's like
heart.
there were 17 action sequences in the last trailer, and now there's 17 more in this trailer. Like, how long is this movie gonna be? This, no, I'm tired of people yelling. You don't know how to have fun. Like, no, I just don't like shitty movies, and this looks like a shitty movie. I hope I'm wrong. I hope it's great. It looks like it sucks. I hope it doesn't suck, but it looks like it really sucks. I think it's gonna suck more than I saw it the first trailer when I already thought it was gonna suck, and I hope I'm wrong. It's just,
But pretend Jurassic Park never happened. Okay, let's just say Jurassic Park was a one-off, or it was called like Steven Spielberg's Dinosaur Island, and this was a different franchise
would
that
never
started
be made.
that started with Lost World and to today.
Right.
Wouldn't you say this one looks better than the last three?
finally
then
got
it would
there.
be Transformers, and I'd be like, ugh. I would still be like, oh god, they're still making these. Like, that's kind of whatever. It's whatever. I don't care.
The nuance and theming in the last Star Wars movie really got on my nerves, so I'm excited to just watch dumb, weird, piecemeal dinosaurs just slaughter people by the thousands.
I mean, I think Jurassic Park was a miracle that we got a movie of substance and craft about dinosaurs, about a dinosaur theme park. That's the outlier. This seems more like what a dinosaur movie is realistically
I
going
think
to
they
be.
know. I think they know what they're doing. I think they know that it's ridiculous. Like I think the tagline, "The park is gone." I think they know.
I
They're
don't
like-
think they do, because there's the scene of like you're supposed to like, they lied to us. Like, who gives a shit? Of course they lied to you. That's the thing. It's not that
No, it's a meta
they do
line.
take this seriously, and that's what makes it shitty. Is they think this shit is good, and it's not. It
I don't
sucks.
think they think it's good.
They do. They think it's good.
You think so?
They think it's good.
All right. Well, when we came out of the first viewing of the trailer, I have to admit that I was 100% here, just so irritated with it because it was so colossally stupid. But I had so much fun watching Spencer watch it that now I'm just going to go to the movie
2 megs.
with the.
Two makes you talk.
2 megs each.
No, and that's where I'm drawing the line. Don't you? No. Don't you betray the Meg. The Meg is the movie that we will be following most closely for the rest of this world, and nothing. will
Someone make that
unseat the
meme
Meg.
of me walking with like the Meg, but then looking over the shoulder at Jurassic World 2.
There's a land meg over there.
I don't know why I'm so angry about this. I guess I had hoped that maybe this movie might be a little better, and that hope is now gone, and that just darkness is filling the vacuum in my soul where that hope was. I just love
Don't
these
give this
movies.
dumb movie that power.
I love these movies could be so amazing, and they just every time it's like Charlie Brown. Like I go into these Jurassic Park movies, and I'm like, maybe they'll make another awesome one of these movies, and every single time they suck, and it's so like just make a good one. Just make a good one. Just make a good one. Just for once, can you do it? They already did it one time. Maybe they could replicate. No, never.
You know what'd be a good
Lightning in a bottle,
it
man.
feels to me
Never.
like the answer is perhaps no to that question.
No, the first one was was finding the mosquito in the amber.
Yeah.
Man. It doesn't happen.
It really doesn't. Yeah. I mean, I think that Spencer raises a really good point. Like, there's no reason that a movie about dinosaurs should ever be good.
But that's just
we have
giving
no
up.
miracle.
It's just giving up.
There's only 2 good dinosaur franchises in the history of entertainment.
Land
One
Before
is
Time.
Jurassic Park.
Oh.
Okay, 3.
Yeah.
3 good ones, Land Before Time, and then Dinosaurs, the show
Yeah.
about alien dinosaurs that came to Earth and befriended a bunch of children.
Whoa.
Those are
Never heard of
the
that
only
one.
3. Oh, well, then we've got some work to do after SJU goes off the air, buddy.
All right.
Yeah.
Have there
Can't
been
wait.
good animated dinosaur?
Well, Land Before Time.
Land Before Time,
and
yeah.
Dinosaurs. That's it.
Someone will figure it out for us.
All
Can't
right.
think of any.
On the list of movies that I hope I'm wrong about, this is now at the top of the list. Like, I would not. That's the other thing. Is like, well, why did you stop seeing them if you hate these movies so much? No, I love them and I want them to be good, and I'm tired of mediocre to bad ones.
I want to find out that this is a prequel to The Good Dinosaur.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a weird dinosaur world.
Or a backdoor a dinosaur sitcom reboot.
Yes.
Oh, that's the
Blue
one
at
I
the end
was
says, I'm the baby.
Yes.
Then,
That's
yeah,
we
that's gonna be
forgot
good.
that because that is the darkest end to a children's series ever
Yeah,
created
quite
ever,
possibly.
and I feel like we should give it its proper due respect. Speaking of proper due respect, the man himself, Steven Spielberg. Well, first, speaking of proper due respect, again, the Meg. Don't you worry, baby. I put a ring on it. I'm with you. I'm not looking elsewhere. Steven Spielberg is moving on to DC. He's directing Blackhawk. Our own Danielle Radford, I think, captured the essence of what's happening in a tweet that she did yesterday that I'm going to paraphrase, which was, fine, I'll do a comic book movie. Just give me the most World War II-ish of them all. So this is very exciting for Steven Spielberg fans, perhaps, for comic book fans, and for fans of World War II dramas. I don't know. This is what Spielberg said. It was wonderful working with the team at Warner Brothers to bring Ready Player One to the screen. They bring a blend of passion and professionalism to everything they do and have a tremendous history in this genre.
Oh wow.
I'm
shade.
excited.
Ooh,
No,
dang.
that wasn't shade.
Shade
that
pause.
was a
They've been making comic book movies since '89.
I took a breath.
Okay.
Maybe look to the camera.
Did I? I'm
Jim, that was
excited.
a Jim in the office.
Was
look.
it?
Come
Was
on,
it?
let's be honest.
Was it? Was it?
It was.
Was it?
They made The Dark Knight too.
They
Was
made
it?
Batman.
Wow.
They made you believe a man
You
could fly.
take one breath to finish the quote, and everybody jumps to
Freaks out.
assumption. You know what we just saw? Internet's just happened here. Everybody jumps to an assumption.
No, you don't get to do that. You don't get to do that. No.
Not this
Nope.
Roth Cornet.
No.
I am excited to reunite with them on Blackhawk. And there are a number of films that I happen to love all the time from Warner Brothers. Jeez. For those of you that do not know about this comic book series, Joe Starr is going to talk about it right now.
Sure. Oh my God.
Second bullet point to the end.
No, I know. I know a little bit about Black. So they're a World War II like fighter ace team, and it is a World War II as hell pulpy story. It's a little sky captain-y. It's it's very, very throwback, very, very sort of silly and vintage. There's lots of like evil femme fatale sort of characters, kind of like the Baroness from G.I. Joe. So you know stuff like that. I think this is a cool fit. I think DC might see that some of their flashback stuff is what's going to work the best, which I kind of agree with because like that's my favorite DC stuff, New Frontier and stories like that. So I think the more vintage they go with some of their movies, the happier a lot of people are going to be. This is going to be a really fun, weird World War II movie.
Well, Deadline.
Might be the first Avenger I actually wanted. I don't know.
Oh.
We'll see.
Interesting take. Did you not like the first Avenger?
I liked it until it became a lot of montages and like the most important part of the movie.
David Cope, Deadline reports, who wrote Jurassic Park and The Lost World and War of the Worlds and Indiana Jones, The Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, is going to be writing the script. So there you have that. I don't know. Overall, what do you think?
Should be fun. I mean, this is the thing with Spielberg is he options stuff all the time, and it's like I'm going to direct it, and then he either hands it off or it never gets made. So, it's definitely in his wheelhouse, and it would be something that I would be curious to see what he brings his touch to, because it is kind of in his, he's done the World War II stuff before, obviously in a far more serious setting, but not necessarily. 1941 was a World War II movie, but at the same time, it's. I don't know. It's tough to comment on stuff that Spielberg says he's going to direct, because he says he's going to direct so many things that this is like the 8th movie on his slate currently. But I'm definitely intrigued by what he would bring to the genre.
Yeah, because it's definitely, I think it leans into the weirder side of Spielberg. It's a little like Indiana Jones, but it's also like a little Tintin kind of sounding, just in terms of premise. They live on an island called Blackhawk Island. Like, that's awesome. So yeah, I think it's definitely going to lean into some of his sort of weirder tendencies, which he doesn't really get to throw on screen that often. So I'm excited.
Do you have any? This outsold at the height of its popularity every comic book but Superman. So it's really interesting. I've actually never heard of it. Have you?
Me neither. No.
Yeah.
But it sounds like it was made for Spielberg. Just a very
agree.
nostalgic World War II gung-ho good guys versus the bad guys fighter race movie. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm into it. I have to say, as someone that enjoys much of what Warner Brothers does all the time and appreciates them and their long history in this Hollywood here that we call home. That's
There you
true.
go. You smoothed it over completely. Now no one will think anything's funny.
That's all true. I think it's cool because I never really thought that we would get someone of his stature to direct any kind of comic book movie. Just because my thought was always, A, financially, and B, somebody like Spielberg really can demand control, which is probably why they're not giving him something that they don't want him to control, that they still want to pull the strings on, So that's kind of exciting for me because I'd like to see what anybody with that history as a filmmaker does with a comic book movie. So... yay.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
Speaking of good news, maybe. I worry about Vin Diesel, but this is actually pretty exciting.
Today's been all good news, man.
Yeah, this is another franchise that is a fully dumb, stupid, horrifically, violently, wildly stupid one that we love, called Triple X. And Vin Diesel has bought the rights to make a 4th Triple X movie, you guys.
Hell yeah.
Great.
Pretty baller.
Yeah.
Pretty baller.
Maybe even a little extreme.
I would say off the chain, maybe?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hella tight.
Yeah.
So this is via Variety,
A
and
whole farm worth of fat.
here's my favorite line in this article from Variety describing what Triple X is. Diesel Xander Cage character is an extreme sports enthusiast and reluctant spy.
They keep bringing him back in,
yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Why would we not want this in
He
our
just wants to
lives?
shred, but they keep making him spy.
Yeah.
Yep.
They keep making him shred for a cause.
He's got the perfect cover as being a globally recognized celebrity. Perfect. They need him
No
to
one will
go
ever suspect
undercover.
him.
What I'm really excited about is now that I think he's really going to have to look for a lot of sponsors to actually like finance this movie. So the
Yeah.
more times he just like catches a Code Red Mountain Dew, like cracks it and looks directly into the screen while he's doing a sick ollie, like
Yeah.
the
But,
more
like,
of that the better.
Off of a lake.
Like that's also in the sky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so he skied a forest.
He skied down
skied
a
a
forest.
forest.
He
Right.
motorcycled
Skateboarded
down a
Motorcycle,
mountain.
yeah.
Skateboarded down a mountain.
To save a soccer game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to save a soccer
He
game.
motorcycled into the
motorcycled
ocean.
on waves.
Yeah.
Yep.
He doesn't know how things work.
I don't. Well, I think, frankly,
He
he
knows-
knows more
Yeah, true.
about
Yeah,
how
good point.
things
That's
work.
why
than
he's
we
Andrew
do.
Cage. And I'm
He
not.
literally ran out of an exploding plane. in the
Yeah.
next one,
Yep.
which was actually well filmed and shot.
So what are we gonna see? What can he do?
The first movie, the last one was really the one that I saw that I was like, I kind of liked it in a strange way in the sense that like it's the funhouse mirror through which Vin Diesel sees himself reflected. Like
Yeah.
he's the guy that walks into a party in a fur coat and has sex with all of the women.
He did.
Like in his mind.
Literally
like, that's
everyone.
literally what happened.
I don't think it's in his mind, Dad.
But
I really don't. I mean,
kind
if
of
we're
is a
being,
little bit,
I
yeah.
really don't. He's Vin Diesel.
Yeah, but-
I think he walks into a party with a. I'm just gonna
maybe
stop
in
talking.
2003.
Yeah.
But he sees himself as like this international super spy, like type of figure. You can
Man of the
tell
people.
it's like he thinks every Fast and Furious movie is going to win an Oscar. It's things like this.
As they should.
I almost the more Vin Diesel's involved, I kind of
Yeah.
am more curious just because like I want to see Vin Diesel's wish fulfillment like unhindered by the ensemble nature of the Fast and the Furious franchise or other IP. Like this is his franchise to do with as he pleases.
Yeah, he's got
and
complete
it's-
control now. He owns it.
Yeah,
it's
it's like
like
a
Christian
psychological
Bale
study.
buying Batman.
Now, how do you
Yeah.
how do you top this now? How do you top the second one? Like, what do you want to see out of a third triple?
Well, the
X?
Well,
fourth
this
one.
is
Because I know
before,
fourth. Thank you.
So
Sorry.
the third
'Cause I know
one,
we think about this a lot. The second was Ice Cube. You're right.
which is fair, Joe, because it seemed out of continuity.
It
Because
did. It was the Tokyo
it
Drift.
was the Tokyo
of
Drift.
Of the,
yeah.
But now I
So
feel
you
like,
kind of have it right.
spoiler alert for people who didn't see the third one, Ice Cube's back. He has a cameo. He saves the day at the end of that. So maybe in this one, another X. Maybe he's building a family.
Quadruple
Similar to the Fast and Furious family of X's.
Who do you want
So-
to see in this family?
It'd be hilarious if it was everyone except The Rock.
Yeah.
which,
Tyrese.
which is really interesting because DJ Caruso, who directed Triple X: The Return of Xander Cage, which was the last film, and when he was doing press on this film, the whole message that he repeated over and over and over again is, some of these things, they just get too dark and too heavy, and basically he never really said the Fast and the Furious got too dark, but he sort of kept hinting at it, and he's like, this is really fun, this is just a fun, lighthearted action series, and it felt to me like he was trying to divorce himself more and more from Fast and Furious and have people love Triple X the way they do Fast and the Furious and do exactly that.
Yeah, he's driving a wedge. I think that's true because the last Fast and Furious was a little dark with him and Charlize just moping around on that
Yeah.
airplane half the
And
time.
I tell you what,
And not having any fun at being,
No.
I love you, Charlize, but how do you take a role being a villain in the Fast and the Furious
seem
franchise
bored.
and not have any fun with it? When
Considering she was-
Helen Mirren is
she knew.
right there to show you how it's freaking
Yeah.
done.
Well, both of them. Helen Mirren was probably shooting for an hour and a half, and Charlize Theron was similarly. I think
Helen Mirren was awesome.
she was awesome. Charlize Theron is only on 2 sets in the entire movie. She's on the in Cuba
And the plane.
and then the plane the entire time. So I think she was just bored or like had not enough time to really. I know. Oh, but she's just stuck on that plane the whole time. It's
Charlize
like get her in a
Theron
car,
is
get her
such a
jumping off a
hard
plane,
life.
give her something to do.
Bullshit. This is your one opportunity ever to be a classic Bond villain because you're never going to get that in Bond again.
She's trying, but it was like too. She would go into the whisper.
Here's-
I've got your family.
Yeah, and it dragged the whole
Here's-
movie down
here's the
until
shots
Statham
fired
got
that I
on the
want.
plane and made it amazing again.
This is the shots fired I want against Fast and the Furious. He brings Corona on board. Fast and Furious, Corona, the beer.
Oh, the beer.
yeah.
Yeah.
They already
Fast and
ditched
Furious,
Corona
they're
for
drinking
Bud.
Light, yeah.
Yeah, which is
A betrayal.
a huge betrayal. A Tyrese level betrayal.
If they bring on Han, Justice for Han, now he's in
bring on
Triple
Han,
X.
and they name him Don.
Done.
Oh, I'd love that. I would absolutely love that. I want you to find out that he has a twin brother. That Vin Diesel has a twin brother. He's
Yes.
the bad guy in the fourth
Yes.
one,
Yeah.
and they
Yeah.
skyboard fight each other.
Yeah,
Yes.
Van Diesel.
Yes.
Van Diesel,
And he's a
Yeah.
former wrestler.
Yes.
Yes.
Who Vin Diesel is very insecure about, has overshadowed him. And,
Yes.
and they,
Yes.
and
Yes.
they sky fight each other.
Yes.
So what's the move when they jump on top of the other one?
There's so many of those.
Yeah, well, that's wrestling.
In wrestling, and he does that. The wrestling brother does that, but from a plane into a tree that falls into the ocean.
We'll go airborne senton. We'll do that. Okay, yeah, that's.
Well, no, it would be the people's elbow, right? Or
a people's elbow right from a plane.
The person's
from an airplane.
elbow for copyright reasons.
Yeah, a person's elbow. But yeah, give me. I want Busta Rhymes in this movie. I want him to make his acting return. Actually, that might not work because he's now bigger than Vin Diesel, I think.
Oh, that's probably his
He's
contract.
huge now.
No one can be larger.
Yeah, no one can
Vin.
be larger than Vin.
Yeah. So
There's your movie, people.
done.
Vin, we know you're always watching, and thank you for that. You're one of the best contributing members of our community, so those ideas are free. No copyright there. Women in film, speaking of contributions from our community that we are so grateful for, we want to call out some of our $50 donors today. This drive continues to go on through May 3rd. The next level up is the belt is on the line. So we'll see if we get there at 30,000, but we're already feeling like winners, and we want to thank you guys so much. Let's keep it going through the 3rd of May. Simon Larson, Lucino Gastel, Fiona Henderson, Victoria Frisk, Dorian Brown, Anonymous Cosgrove,
Which is
dope
name.
so dope.
It's the villain from the fourth Triple X.
Yeah.
It's Anonymous Cosgrove, and it's his brother.
Yeah.
Yes.
Van Diesel.
Thomas Zambino, Beth Sudkamp, Clay Geller, and Sebastian Friedrich. Pardon
Thank
me.
you, guys.
Thank you. We also have one more $500 contributor.
Oh, man.
Flip that page. boy.
Yeah. So you will be receiving a call from us.
Whether you like it or not.
Whether you
that's
like it
a
or not.
Threat and a promise.
Calls coming from inside the house.
Well, you know what? Frankly, our entire show is a threat and
Yes.
a promise. So, Jeru, Amoka, Ada, thank you so much. You will be hearing from us soon. We'll have a list of complaints for you. It's going to be a very fun call. I think I'm just teeing up the things that are not working in my life that I'd like to talk to you, Jeru, about.
Yeah, this goes both ways.
This goes both ways. Thank you so much for your contributions. Dan,
Yes.
how do you feel about entertainment landscape in general after this?
Today's
this
not
look?
the day to ask me that.
All
question.
right.
Triple X didn't completely redeem it for
There are
you?
a lot
Two
of
good
there are a
things.
lot of great movies out there.
There sure are.
Joe?
Past.
Look, today we got ironically fun dinosaur movie. We get Spielberg doing a thing with a fighter ace with a picture of his best gal in the cockpit, and we get more Triple X being completely Axl Rosed by Vin Diesel. So I could not be happier.
Oh, shit. Axl Rose
He'd be
should
a great
play
villain.
Anonymous.
Oh!
Yeah.
Yes.
Anonymous Cosgrove.
Yeah. Spencer,
Yeah.
you feel great about it.
I mean, it's a very pulpy Wednesday.
Yeah.
This is a lot of pulp, but sometimes pulp's good. Mm-hmm. It's
you know
Pulp
what
Fiction.
we have for you to watch? The Honest Trailer commentary, which is hilarious and wonderful from these guys. Also charting with Dan this week. There's so many wonderful things. We're going to have movie fights coming up tomorrow, so stay tuned, and we will be with you tomorrow as well. Thank you again for everything, and we will see you soon. I love you, Meg.